Hello, I am Pramod Kumar. Today we will study microeconomics, production and cost, and in that costs, right? So we start like this. In order to produce output, any firm needs to employ inputs, right? And the desired output could be achieved by various combinations of inputs. Suppose input 1 is 3 units, input 2 is 4 units or quantity, or input 1 is 5 units, input 2 is 1 unit, like this. Any firm tries to maximize its profits. How do they try to maximize profits? By reducing costs. So any firm will try to go for those combinations of inputs which are most cost effective. So there is a relationship between the cost and the output. Firms try to reduce cost, maximize output and profits, right? Then we go ahead. So costs, when we are discussing costs, costs are of two types. We can divide them between two types: short run cost, long run cost. The main difference between the two is, in the short run, all the inputs cannot be varied, right? So all the inputs necessary for output cannot be varied in short run. In the long run, all the inputs necessary desirable for the output can be varied. So what happens? Main difference comes to fixed cost. Suppose I am having a bicycle factory. I manufacture bicycles, right? I have started a factory. Land, building, machinery, technology, those are the fixed costs. Whether I don't produce even a single bicycle, or I produce one bicycle, two bicycle, or 1000 bicycles, my fixed cost remains the same, right? I have invested in land, building, machinery, and all kinds of technology for the production of bicycles. Whether I produce 1 unit of bicycle or 5000 units of bicycle, this remains the same in the short run, right? In the long run, everything is variable. Fixed input, variable input, right? So what happens in the short run? What is the total cost? If I ask you what is the total cost in the short run, so total fixed cost plus total variable cost, right? In the short run, what is total cost? Total fixed cost plus total variable cost. Fixed cost is plant, machinery, building, technology. Variable cost is various items of raw material required for manufacturing the product, right? So in the short run, in order to increase the output, a firm has to increase this one, total variable cost, because this is variable in the short run, this is not variable in the short run, right? So as the firm keeps on increasing the output, this keeps on increasing, total variable cost, and total cost keeps going up, right? Total fixed cost remains the same in the short run. As output rises, total variable cost and total cost increase. Okay. Now we will go to this example. If you can understand this example, then everything becomes easy. Here you will find output 0 unit, 1 unit, 2 unit, 10 units. Total fixed cost, it remains the same. I have spent 20 rupees in land, building, plant and machinery, technology. So whether I am producing 0 output or 10 output, it remains the same. Total variable cost you will find, when the output is 0, naturally total variable cost has to be 0. If I am not producing any bicycle, I will not be buying any raw material for manufacturing bicycle. So total variable cost will remain 0 and total cost will be 20, because total fixed cost plus total variable cost is total cost. Same way for all other rows. What is average fixed cost? Average fixed cost is very simple. Total fixed cost divided by quantity, right? average fixed cost, total fixed cost divided by quantity. So here you will see fixed cost divided by quantity, it is undefined because quantity is 0. At 5 units, fixed cost, total fixed cost is 20 and average fixed cost is 4. 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4. Same way for all others. Average variable cost. What is average variable cost? Total variable cost divided by output. Average variable cost. So at 0 output, average variable cost is undefined because there is no variable cost. 0 output. You go to the 7th item, 7 units of output. Average variable cost is 6.7. Total variable cost is 47. 47 divided by 7 is equal to 6.7. Now you go to short run average cost. Short run average cost, what it is? Total variable cost divided by output. Right? So you take 8. At 8 outputs, TV says 60. So short term average cost, right? Short run average cost, total cost, right, upon units produced. Average cost, total cost upon units produced. So if you take total cost here, at 8 units it is 80. So 80 divided by 8 is 10, right? Short run marginal cost. What is marginal cost? Suppose I am producing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units. At 9 units, my total cost is 80. If I am producing 10 units, my total cost is 86. So it means the marginal cost for the production of 10th unit is 6. Right? I have produced 9 units. Total cost is 80. I am producing 10 units. It becomes 86. So marginal cost of the 10th unit is 86 minus 80 is equal to 6. Right? When I produce 1 unit and it results into some increase in total cost. So by the amount that the increase is there in total cost is called marginal cost. You can see it here. 5th item, total cost is 53, right? 6th item, total cost is 59. So for the 6th item, marginal cost is 59 minus 53 is equal to 6, right? 9th item, total cost is 95, and for the 8th item it is 80. So 95 minus 80 for the 9th item unit, the short run marginal cost is 15, right? So short term average cost is defined as the total cost per unit of output, SSC, TC upon Q, total cost upon quantity produced, right? Average variable cost, total variable cost upon quantity produced. Average fixed cost, total fixed cost divided by quantity produced. And short run average cost is equal to average fixed cost and average variable cost. Short run average cost is equal to average fixed cost, average variable cost. 5, 7, 12, 25, 4, 6, 10, 60. 3, 6, 9, 83, right? Now, short run marginal cost is defined as the change in total cost per unit of change in output. Suppose the output has changed by 1 and total cost has changed by 6. So, 6 is the marginal cost for that 10th item, 10th unit, right? So, this table is clear. Now, we go to shape of short run curves. In the short run, we have already discussed fixed cost is not variable, short run. So this is the diagram, right? Here you will find O, horizontal is output, vertical is cost, right? And this is the total fixed cost, TFC. It's horizontal and cuts the cost axis at C1. It means whether the output is here or here or here or here, total fixed cost remains the same, right? Because it is not variable in the short run. But here you will find as output increases, total variable cost increases, right? As output increases, total variable cost increases. Here you see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 0, 10, 18, 24, 29, 33, 39, 47, 67, 75, 95, right? As output increases, total variable cost increases. As output increases, total variable cost increases. And when total variable cost increases, naturally total cost will increase, right? Total cost is going up here, right? So total fixed cost cuts the cost axis at C1, and at Q1 level of output, 0 to Q1 level of output, right? Total variable cost is C2 and total cost is C3, right? So what is the difference between C2 and C3? This one is the difference, right? This one is the difference here. It naturally means that total cost is equal to total variable cost plus total fixed cost. This and this are same, right? Now we go to the next one. This is a graph of average fixed cost. O output, horizontal is output, vertical is costs. Here you will find what is happening when the output is at its lowest. Average fixed cost is abnormally high. Average fixed cost is here when the output is here, right? And when the output starts increasing, average fixed cost starts coming down, right? And when the output starts becoming to infinity, the more we go towards the right, output goes towards the infinity. So average fixed cost tends to go towards the 0, right? So once again, O output, this horizontal is output, vertical is cost, right? At this level of output means almost 0 output, average fixed cost is abnormally high, very high. And as production increases, output increases, average fixed cost starts coming down. So at Q1 level of output, average fixed cost is OF. At Q1 level of output, average fixed cost is OF, right? So at this stage, what will be the total fixed cost? It's very simple. OFCQ1, right? How do you find here average total fixed cost? Average fixed cost into quantity produced, right? Average fixed cost into quantity produced. So at Q1 level of output, average fixed cost is OF. OQ1, OF, right? So at this level of output, what is the total fixed cost? This area is the total fixed cost. Quantity produced multiplied by average fixed cost, right? It's that simple. Next we go to average variable cost, right? Average variable cost we go. Once again you will find O, horizontal is output, vertical is cost, right? So initially when the output starts increasing from this point it is cost is here. From here we start output, here it is 0, here it starts. So at this initial point of output level, average variable cost is at this level. It's very high. As we start producing more, suppose we are here, so it has come down. We increase production, it further comes down, average variable cost. It further comes down, right? But after a certain stage, it starts increasing. Why does it increase? Average variable cost. See, when output is at a very low level, average variable cost is at a very high level. When we start increasing output, when we come to Q0, quantity Q0 level of output, average variable cost is OV, right, at this level. So here it's declining. As output goes up, average variable cost keeps on declining. But after a certain point, it starts increasing. Why does it increase? Because average variable cost starts increasing because marginal cost starts increasing. Marginal cost 10, decline to 8, decline to 6, decline to 5, decline to 4. Now it starts going up from here. 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 13, 15, 20. Right? So what will happen? Average variable cost will go up. Now you go to average variable cost. 10, decline to 9, decline to 8, decline to 7.25, decline to 6.6, decline to 6.5. Now it starts increasing from 6.5 to 6.7 to 7.5, 8.33, 9.5, right? And when does it starts increasing? Average variable cost, at what point it starts increasing? At what point? You can compare these two, right? When average variable, when marginal cost is more than this, marginal cost has become more than this, or average variable cost has become less than marginal cost, then average variable cost starts increasing, right? So when the output is increased, average variable cost initially goes down and then it starts going up after a certain point, right? We have seen in the law of variable proportions, if we keep on increasing an input while keeping all other inputs constant, initially it increases but later on it comes down. Same way here also, right? Then we go to this one. This is called total variable cost curve. What is that? Total variable cost. When the output increases, total variable cost also increases, right? When the output increases 0 to 10, total variable cost also increases, right? So here also it increases. At QO output, Q0 output, total variable cost is OV, right? Variable cost is this one. So here you will find this one. Here it is a triangle. So what does it say? It says average it says I have left it open. Average variable cost is equal to TVC, total variable cost, upon output, right? Now what is TVC, total variable cost? OV is equal to EQ0. EQ0 upon output. What is the output? OQ0. OQ0 is equal to tan theta. Why tan theta? Opposite side upon adjacent side. Opposite side EQ0 upon adjacent side OQ0, right? Then we go to short run costs. Average variable cost, short run average cost, short run marginal cost. Here you will find that average variable cost is declining and after that it is going up. So long as average variable cost declines, short run marginal cost also declines and remains below average variable cost, right? So long as average variable cost declines, this is the average variable cost, short run marginal cost also declines and remains below average variable cost. You can see it here, right? Average variable cost is declining, right? And short run marginal cost remains below that. 8 below 9, 6 below 8, 5 below 7.25, 4 below 6.6, 6 below 6.5. So long as average variable cost is declining, marginal cost will be below average variable cost. The moment average variable cost starts increasing, marginal cost will start increasing and will be greater than average variable cost, right? So when average variable cost starts increasing, here it has started increasing, right? From 6.5 to 6.7, 7.5. So here marginal cost also starts increasing and it is more than this. 6.78, 7.5, 13, 8, 15, right? And what happens to short term average cost? This is the short term average cost. This declines and with that marginal cost remains below that, and when it increases, marginal cost increases but remains above short term average cost. You can correlate with all this. At Q1, to the left of Q1, average variable cost is declining and marginal cost is below that. To the right of Q2, average variable cost is going up and marginal cost is above that, right? To the left of Q2, short run average cost is this one, is declining and marginal cost is below that. To the right of Q2, short run average cost is going up and short run marginal cost is above that, right? Okay. Then we go to this one, long run cost. So what is the difference? In the long run, all cost can be varied. What is input? Input is a cost to a company. I buy inputs, I incur costs, right? So here you will find O, horizontal is output, vertical is cost. So long run average curve. Initially, see here also you have seen it's going down and then going up. It's going down and then going up. And so long as long run average cost is declining, long run marginal cost is also declining, but lower than LRAC. When LRAC starts increasing, LRMC also starts increasing and is greater than LRAC. And long run marginal cost curve cuts long run average curve from below at its lowest point. What is the lowest point of LRAC? M is the lowest point of LRAC. So LRMC cuts LRAC curve at its lowest point M from below, right? And same way in the previous one here, SMC, SMC cuts ABC, SMC cuts ABC from below at its lowest point P, and SMC cuts SAC from its lowest point S. S is the lowest point of SAC, short run average cost, and SMC cuts there, right? So, what are the things we have studied here? See, first thing to know, major difference between the short run and the long run is that in the short run, all the inputs cannot be varied. Some can be varied, variable. Some cannot be varied, fixed. In the long run, all can be varied, right? So what did we see? We saw first we saw cost. A company needs to increase, in order to increase output they need to invest in inputs, and when the output increases, total fixed cost remains the same because it is a short term. Total fixed cost cannot be varied in short term. Total variable cost increases as per the increase in output, and total cost goes up as output goes up. Total cost goes up, and total cost is a combination of total variable cost plus total fixed cost. Average fixed cost is total fixed cost divided by output. Average variable cost, total variable cost divided by output. Short run average cost, total cost divided by units of production, right? Short run marginal cost, cost incurred in producing an additional unit of output. As I had given the example, if I have produced 9 units, total cost is 80, I am producing 10th unit and total cost becomes from 80 to 86. So the marginal cost of the 10th unit produced is 86 minus 80 is equal to 6, right? And this curve we have seen. What is this curve? This curve, total cost, quantity as output in the short run, total fixed cost remains same. It doesn't change. With increase in output, total variable cost goes up, and simultaneously total cost also goes up. And what is total cost? Total fixed cost plus total variable cost, right? And here we have seen average fixed cost. At the lowest level of output, average fixed cost is the highest level, and as output increases, average fixed cost goes down. So total fixed cost is equal to average fixed cost into quantity produced. Then we have this. What is this? This is average variable cost. When the output increases, initially average variable cost goes down. When output further goes up, average variable cost starts going up due to the law of variable proportions, right? Output goes up, it goes down, then it goes up, right? And this one is, what is this one? Total variable cost. Total variable cost from here. When the output is 0, total variable cost is 0. When output goes up, total variable cost goes up. Output goes up, total variable cost goes up. And the formula is average variable cost is equal to total variable cost upon output. So total variable cost is EQ0 upon OQ0 output is equal to tan theta. Opposite side divided by adjacent side. Opposite side divided by adjacent side. Average variable cost, short term average cost, and marginal cost. Average variable cost initially goes down, then goes up. So long as it goes down, marginal cost remains below it. When it starts going up, marginal cost goes up and is greater than ABC. And marginal cost curve cuts ABC at its lowest point at P. When short run average cost, this is a short run average cost, initially goes down, then it goes up. So when it is going down, marginal cost is below that. When it is going up, marginal cost is more than that, and it cuts SSE at its lowest point S. LRAC, LRMC, right? LRAC goes down, then goes up, and LRMC, when LRAC is down, this is below that. When LRAC goes up, LRMC is greater than LRAC, right? And it cuts LRAC at its lowest point from below. Okay? I hope you found it easy to understand. In case of any difficulty, please approach me on my email ID, which is there at the thumbnail to the video. Thank you.